Google just dropped something truly mind-bending. For years, we've been seeing AI image generation evolve, moving from uncanny valleys to impressive yet often limited creations. But this new release isn't just an evolution. It's a leap into the realm of the impossible. We're talking about an AI that doesn't just paint pixels, but genuinely understands the world, grasping physics, reflections, and character identity across an entire narrative. It's been whispered about, codenamed Nano Banana, and now its true identity has been revealed. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image. And trust me, it's every bit as revolutionary as the rumors suggested. When Google first introduced native image generation within Gemini 2.0 Flash earlier this year, it was met with mixed reviews. Developers appreciated its low latency, affordability, and seamless integration, but there were clear calls for higher image quality and more refined creative control. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image is Google's resounding answer, and the leap in capability is so significant that it's making many established AI tools look outdated overnight. This isn't just an update, it's a fundamental shift in what's possible. This powerful model is live right now within the Gemini API, accessible through Google AI Studio for individual developers and via Vertex AI for enterprise clients. And if you're thinking this level of innovation must come with a hefty price tag, think again. Pricing is surprisingly straightforward, around $30 per 1 million output tokens. Each generated image costs roughly 1,290 tokens, which works out to about 4 cents per image. To put that into perspective, native image generation from some of its closest competitors still hovers around 19 cents per generation. Google is aggressively undercutting the market here, making this cutting-edge technology remarkably accessible. So, what makes Gemini 2.5 Flash Image so different? Let's dive into some of the game-changing features, starting with a long-standing challenge in AI art, character consistency. For years, trying to maintain the same character across multiple prompts was a nightmare. Faces would subtly shift, styles would drift, and your carefully crafted vision would quickly fall apart. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image fundamentally solves this problem. Developers have already demonstrated how you can take a single character and seamlessly drop them into multiple environments or scenarios without losing their unique identity. This capability is absolutely crucial for compelling storytelling, for showcasing product shots from every imaginable angle, and even for creating entire digital catalogs where a consistent subject is paramount. This level of reliability simply wasn't attainable before. Another massive leap comes in the form of prompt-based editing. Forget about painstakingly messing around with masking tools or manually selecting specific parts of an image. Now, you can simply tell the model what you want changed, and it understands. Users have showcased everything from blurring backgrounds with incredible precision to removing stubborn stains from clothing, taking an entire person out of a photo, recoloring vintage black and white images with stunning accuracy, or even subtly altering someone's pose. The truly crazy part is that it doesn't just repaint pixels. It understands the request at a deeply semantic level. It actually knows what the subject is and what it's supposed to be doing, which brings us to another critical feature, its native world knowledge. Previous image models were often brilliant at aesthetics, but they frequently lacked a solid grasp of real-world physics and context. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image pulls directly from the broader Gemini knowledge base, which gives it an unparalleled understanding of how the world works. This means if you ask it to flip a phone in an image, it doesn't just rotate the existing pixels. It intelligently generates the opposite side of the device, complete with the correct interface, icons, and operating system look. Demos have vividly shown the AI literally knowing what the back of an iPhone looks like, understanding what apps should be visible, and how to render them authentically. This isn't something you could easily achieve with traditional diffusion models without extensive specialized training. And it's not just phones. One early tester added reflective sunglasses to his own portrait, and the AI perfectly captured the reflections, mirroring the yellow flower field from the background directly into the lenses. The environmental integration is genuinely stunning. It gets lighting right, inherently understands physics, and accurately carries reflections and shadows across the scene. The sophistication of its style transfer is also worth highlighting. In a compelling test, the classic moon landing photograph was edited to include a film crew, and then zoomed out to reveal a sound stage. The AI didn't just paste new elements in. It meticulously matched the vintage, grainy style of the original photo. That kind of stylistic consistency is notoriously difficult to achieve. And it's not limited to one direction. You can take a real person, render them as an anime character, and then as a 3D model, and their core identity and visual essence are preserved across all transformations. For businesses, this opens up a world of possibilities. Imagine effortlessly generating multiple product angles from a single source image, or restoring old photographs and colorizing black and white shots with incredible accuracy. It can even create contextually smart YouTube thumbnails, ensuring your visuals are always on point. One demonstration showed a background removal test using a photo of a well-known tech figure, and the model cleaned the background flawlessly. No stray pixels, no awkward edges, just a perfect cutout. But here's where Gemini 2.5 Flash Image truly stops mimicking and starts creating the impossible. People have pushed it with incredibly abstract prompts, testing the very limits of AI creativity. For instance, imagine a cathedral made of pulsing jellyfish with tendrils wired into golden gears while train wheels roll across the ceiling sky. This is an utterly ridiculous prompt, yet the AI rendered an actual jellyfish cathedral, complete with gears and surreal, intricate details. While it still struggles with ultra-fine resolutions, outputs are currently around 1024 by 1024 pixels. It magnificently captured the essence and complexity of the vision. This demonstrates we're essentially at the cutting edge of what auto-regressive image generation can achieve in terms of detail right now. Another prompt asked for AI-controlled mechs designed as armored lemons with glowing, juice-powered engines on a dystopian battlefield covered in an acidic yellow haze. Nano Banana pulled it off with astonishing fidelity. The mechs looked perfectly consistent. The engines glowed with an eerie light, and the environment matched the description flawlessly. Some tests ventured even further into the conceptual realm. The feeling of remembering something you can never return to, painted as a place that doesn't exist, but feels like home. The AI produced a surreal, dreamlike landscape that managed to look both welcoming and unsettling, perfectly capturing the nuanced emotional vibe. Another prompt described the hunger for meaning, painted as an endless staircase that leads nowhere, but still compels you to climb. The output was filled with humanoid figures ascending infinite, never-ending stairs. While some distant details were indistinct, the core concept was nailed with chilling accuracy, so the sheer creative capacity is unequivocally there. Beyond its artistic prowess, what about practical performance? Benchmarks tell a clear and compelling story. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image has outperformed competitors in almost every way. Category tested, with only a slight edge for GPT 4.0's image generation, and another tool called Quinn Image Edit in the stylization category. But in crucial areas like character preservation, complex object manipulation, highly creative tasks, product recontextualization, infographics, and environment edits, it's currently leading the pack. It also completely outclasses Google's own older Gemini 2.0 Flash Image, demonstrating the rapid pace of internal development. And crucially, it's fast. Some complex edits that would typically take hours in Photoshop can now be completed in under 40 seconds. One particularly striking demo showcased its ability to modernize history. A user uploaded a vintage black and white photo from the 1950s, advertising a rather dubious uranium burger. They then prompted Gemini to remake it as a modern-day advertisement. The model didn't just colorize the image, it intelligently rewrote the sign to say, plant-based protein burger, $16.99. Swapped the food to look contemporary, updated the woman's clothing into denim, and even replaced a machine in the background with an iPad for tipping. And it did all of this while maintaining absolute photorealism. There's also the Storybook feature, which has arguably been one of the most jaw-dropping demonstrations. Someone uploaded a goofy picture of themselves holding noodles and asked for a hyper-real story about being abducted by aliens. The AI generated an entire illustrated storybook, panel by panel, maintaining the person's face consistently as they were pulled into a singularity, met cosmic beings, and were given the choice to become a god or return home. The images perfectly captured the horror, awe, and transformation as described, and the entire narrative took only about 10 minutes to generate. This is an absolutely monumental creative tool for writers, educators, or anyone who wants to transform an idea into a vivid visual story. Developers have also experimented with more practical applications, such as uploading a photo of a dog and asking Gemini to label and highlight objects with glowing text. It correctly identified and labeled the carrier, the blanket, the door interior, and of course, the dog itself. While not always perfect, sometimes it doubled up on labels. It clearly demonstrates the model's ability to break down a scene into understandable, semantic objects. And because this is integrated directly with Google AI Studio, developers can instantly co-code applications on top of it. Can literally say, build me an app where users upload an image and apply filters, and AI Studio will scaffold the entire application instantly. There are templates for product mockups, real estate, listing cards, employee badges, and even dynamic catalogs. Everything can be remixed, deployed directly, or you can export the code to GitHub. Accessibility is another key point Google has focused on. They made sure this wasn't just a US-only launch. It's available in Europe immediately, which is often a pain point with new AI tools. There's also a generous free quota in AI Studio, so anyone can test it out without initial payment, although serious projects will eventually require API access. And yes, it's also rolling out natively in the Gemini app, meaning you'll essentially have Photoshop-level editing capabilities in your pocket for free. One incredibly important note for the future: every image generated with Gemini 2.5 Flash image has an invisible SynthID watermark embedded within it. This means you can always tell later that the image was AI generated or AI edited. This is Google's proactive way of addressing provenance and ensuring transparency as these models become increasingly powerful and sophisticated. And of course, there's already speculation about what comes next. The name Nano Banana suggests small. So does this imply that Google might also have a big banana version in the works? A Gemini 2.5 Pro image model with even higher resolution and capabilities. Some industry insiders have certainly hinted at it, but nothing's official just yet. If such a model exists, it could easily rival or even surpass what's expected from other major AI players in their next big image releases. The bottom line is that Nano Banana, or Gemini 2.5 Flash image, represents a serious, undeniable milestone in artificial intelligence. From maintaining consistent characters across complex narratives to executing incredibly nuanced, prompt-based edits, from rendering surreal, abstract creations to generating business-ready mockups, it is definitively proving that AI is stepping into territory where creative professionals might genuinely start rethinking the very tools they use on a daily basis. This isn't just an incremental improvement. It's a foundational shift in creative power. Alright, that's the full scoop on Gemini 2.5 Flash image. It's live, it's powerful, and you can try it yourself in AI Studio or directly through the API. We can't wait to see the truly insane, creative, and impossible things people will build with this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.